Hi guys, I'm back with a little bit of a different video today, and this is going to be on the shorter side. And if you're following me on the other social medias, you probably already have seen parts of this. So this is basically just an extension to it. I posted this on my Instagram as a reel, and I also posted a similar reel on my YouTube, so you can see it in shorts. And it's basically about your Wi-Fi being able to turn into this camera and AI being able to read even through walls when there's people present or any living being present. Let's put it that way. So definitely check it out. But this reel, like literally, I posted this yesterday, and by the time I'm airing this video, another day will probably have passed. So I posted it, and it seems it just like blew up. And at this point, while I'm recording this, we're at 44,000 views, which is wow. So I want to kind of show you some stats and let you know how we're all kept down on social media, and even how, even though this video blew up to 44,000, this video is being kept down on social media. And I'm just going to share some screenshots here, some statistics. So when I initially did the screenshots in the morning, we were still at 19,000, almost 20,000 views, which is pretty impressive for, I don't know how many hours had passed, like 21 hours after posting it. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. So then I was like, okay, it blew up, amazing. And I started looking at my stats, and I had literally only gained maybe 10 followers, which is absolute insanity and crazy. Because if you have a video that hits 40,000 views at this point and 20,000 views a few hours ago, you should have gained at least a few hundred followers, at least in my opinion. I once had a YouTube video blow up, and it blew up to 8,000 views, which is a fraction of this, obviously. And I think I gained 550 or 600 new followers. So I know it's almost impossible to only gain 10 new followers because of this. And yeah, I do know that reels might have less traction and all of that, but the amount, because you get the notifications when new followers come in, the amount of new followers and just the notifications that were coming in, as opposed to what I had at the end of the day, it made no sense. And I already spoke about this in many YouTube lives, and I think also on Instagram, how they literally put a block on your account, meaning you will never be able to go past a certain number. So on my Instagram for the past 3 years, I've been always around the same number. Once I hit 5,000, the growth was basically super slow. Like it didn't take that long to hit the 5,000. I mean, it took a few years, obviously, but once I hit it, I noticed a super slow growth. That was also around the time I was really speaking against what was happening in 2020 and beyond. And so they were just censoring every single account who was kind of against that. As you know, if you've been following my old YouTube channel, you know the entire drama that was going on with that. So I personally have not been able to go over, what was the last time? I think a year ago, it was like 5,600. And then slow and surely, they've just been stripping away the followers one by one. And so now we're at 5,300. So I really only gained 10 new followers, which is pure insanity, from a reel that has like 20,000 views, that had 20,000 views this morning. And when I'm recording this, we gained another 6 followers or so. So we're up to like 16 or 17 new followers from a reel that at this point has 44,000 views. So the block is very real. And I want to show you some more statistics. Other people have told me that too. I talked to this one girl on Instagram. She had like 10,000 followers or 11,000. And she's like, she should have been at 100,000 at that point with all the notifications that come in that people are following her, but it's the same deal. So it's exactly the same with everyone who speaks truth, everyone who's targeted. You never grow, basically. And there's a point behind this video too, which we'll get to. So when I analyzed the statistics, what I found ironic was in the morning, where we had around 19,000 views, most people actually were not followers. So some followers had shared this reel, and it kind of just got shared over and over again. And we were at 751 shares. So I really have to say, there's a power behind organic reach and people sharing your stuff. Just really keep that in mind too. which is also why I think it's always important to say when you do a video, please share it, please like, please subscribe, because our accounts, like every single account, most likely also yours when you're watching, is just so kept down. And we don't have those fake AI bots that kind of gain it up to like 100,000 or 1,000,000 views, right? Like all these other huge accounts have. So there's a true power behind sharing. And then I just want to share these statistics. So then we hit 44,000 recently. By the time this video is out, it might even be at way more. Maybe it'll even hit like 100,000. Who knows at this point? I'm just going to be waking up in the morning and have myself be surprised by it. But I mean, it's amazing. Don't get me wrong. It's just, it shows how they're really messing with the numbers. So here, the statistics are a bit different. It says only 107 followers. Before that was like 273 followers. So something doesn't make sense, right? But then the shares are 1,157. There's more than 800 likes. There's a lot of saves, like 380 saves, and comments as well. Not that many comments though. So yeah, overall, I do have to say there's a huge power behind people just organically sharing, interacting, following, subscribing, just being in touch, as opposed to, as we all know, like people nowadays, especially on Instagram, most likely also on YouTube, but for sure on Instagram, people just buy followers. You know, all these celebrities that have 6 million followers, most of their followers are just bots. What do you mean by bot? So they're literally just fake accounts, you know, AI bots. So I just noticed that when I said buying and the past tense of bought, it sounded like BOT. So it's basically the same thing, I guess, at this point. But yeah, they're buying these fake AI bots accounts. There are a few programs you can go to. Like I know some people worked with this one thing. I forgot what they called themselves. It was like this company who was saying, oh, when you pay like $10 a month, you gain so and so many new followers a month and all of that. So even for the regular people, you can go and do that if you want, but you're not going to have much organic reach. So it's really about the organic reach, which you want. And so when someone comes and tries to criticize not just this channel or this overall, you know, concept of, oh, you only have so and so many followers, no one's ever going to listen to your messages, don't listen to that, because it's incorrect. Because most accounts that are supposedly viewing or supposedly liking or whatever these huge channels, they're just bot accounts, or maybe even purchased accounts. And it's just complete fake. It's not, there's no real person behind that. So there's a real power behind people watching yours, like real souls watching your stuff. And you are able to have that blow up just because of that. I think this is a great way to highlight it. At least for me, it highlighted it, like just the power of human interaction and human connection. But then again, they're really keeping this account in and of itself down, because in reality, I had probably more than a few hundred follower requests over this past day, because, you know, you get a notification every time something comes in, but then every time I check, it's either the same number or even less than the number I had before. It makes no sense, honestly. So don't get discouraged when you think you're not getting anywhere, you think you're not reaching anyone, because let's just say you only have like 50 views on a video. You might have in reality like 50,000 views, but social media like Instagram or YouTube is really not showing you. Whereas let's just say there's an account, like one of those control opposition accounts that I expose regularly on this channel, like they have their 100,000 fake followers. They're really proud about it. They have their 30,000 views on their videos. In reality, they only have maybe 3,000 views or 300 views. We don't know, right? Because everything's just extremely fake. Are these 44,000 views fake? I don't know. But if you look at my other reels, which you can definitely do when you go to my Instagram, I'll put a link below. My usually the reels, they do get more traction than the regular picture posts. They got like around between 600 and 1,500 views or so. Some on TikTok blew up. Some of those got like up to 7,000 views, but 44,000 is new even for me. So great things. Just wanted to share this with you and how it works, and how all of these numbers are just inflated and incorrect, and something's not correct. Even with these stats, you know, they're saying 107 followers in one stat, which is much later. And then in this stat, they're basically saying 253 followers. So something doesn't add up, right? Like even the stats aren't necessarily super correct. I do think a lot of people probably shared it though, because when I was looking down my shared list, I couldn't even scroll to the end. So just a word on that. I hope you have a wonderful day ahead. Hope this helps someone, especially someone who's just starting out or someone who's getting discouraged by never getting the views or never really getting traction or never really reaching people. It doesn't mean that at all. They really just want to keep you down, especially if you're targeted, especially if you are a soul, especially if you are someone they don't want you to get the word out. And so at this point, it really doesn't even matter how many views you have, in my opinion, because it's just all completely fake, no matter which platform you're on, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Instagram, they have the power to strip away like 100,000 views from you, right? I wouldn't even be surprised if this reel in reality at this point, 1.5 days later, it has like 100,000 views instead of the 44,000 they're telling me, right? If they're already keeping my numbers down. Okay, guys, have a wonderful one. Talk to you very soon again. Bye.